Hey everyone, come on in, check in, post the comments. Let us know that you are here. Simone here, and welcome back to our Push Past 10 platform. You know, this is the place where we come every week to promote and celebrate our own, to promote and celebrate who we are as Dominicans. Welcome to Expo 2022. So, you know, last year in December, we had a similar expo where we gave an opportunity for more of our talented people to get all the exposure that they need. And so we are going to continue with our expos. We are going to continue to bring on our talented people to expose their world to their work to a wider audience, to continue to give them the opportunity to share everything that they're doing in their corner of the world. Because we get about 16 to 18,000 visitors and Push Past 10. So why not use this platform to showcase the work of our Dominicans at home and abroad? So come on in. Don't forget, as you come in, to share the live. Let everyone know that we are here. We are here to promote us, because you know that man on the white horse, he ain't coming. So we have to promote ourselves. We have to give ourselves the opportunity that we deserve. So again, come on in, share the live. We want to thank our sponsors, TDN Radio, as well as Badui Financial Services, for supporting us and for sponsoring our Facebook Live. So again, come on in as we ask our guests to unmute their mics and say good evening to everyone. So we are joined by author Miss Beverly Thomas, author entrepreneur. She is everything rolled up in a happy bundle, Miss Shirley Allen, and of course, very talented artist, author, and he'll tell us more of what he does, Mr. Giftus John. So again, everyone, unmute your mics and say good evening to our audience.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, hi. Good evening, Giftus here.
And Shirley, you're muted.
Hi, everybody. This is me, Shirley Allen. I'm sure you remember me.
Yes, we do. Yes, so again, thank you everyone for being here. Don't forget to share the live. Let everyone know that we are here again for our Spring 2022 Expo. And you know, we will be having these expos maybe a couple of months. I'm thinking every quarter, at least one every quarter, just to continue to showcase the work that we're doing. So in a minute, I'm going to ask each of our guests to introduce themselves and just tell us a little bit about themselves, what part of Dominica that they're from, and just some basic information. And then we will come back around so you can present your work to the audience. And then we will also talk about your challenges and your successes. So we're going to have a very engaging conversation this evening. So Gifter, since you're the only man joining us this evening, we will start with you, and we will ask everybody else to mute their mics as Mr. Giftus John introduces himself.
Hello and hi. Yeah, as you said, I'm Giftus John, the only guy here right tonight. Originally from the village of St. Joseph, lived a number of years at a place called Coco Center, then moved to St. Joseph. Have a lot of relatives down there, and a lot of my work was influenced by life in St. Joseph. I write, I paint. I was once upon a time a high school teacher at SMA, my old high school, and also a social worker. But art became part of my life when I really moved up to the US. So that's basically in a nutshell. Well, also I must say that I'm a father of two, and I live presently in Union, New Jersey. So we'll hear more about me and what I have to offer and what I do as we move along. Thanks again, Simone, for the opportunity, and I do appreciate it.
Muted, so let me say that again. That is what we're here for, each of us supporting each other. Beverly, let's come over to you as you introduce yourself as well.
I'm Beverly Thomas. I was born in Grand Bay. I grew up in Goodwill. Most people who know me from Dominica always say to me, "You're from Goodwill," and I'm like, "No, but I was born in Dominica." I studied in Massachusetts, where I lived for 15 years, and then I moved to Florida. I am currently employed by the Broward County Public School. I work as an educator at a high school as well as college. Writing is one of my passions. I write poems, novels, and I always say to individuals, I am happiest when I write. And one of my greatest dreams is to share my work with the world. Um, I would like for them to get something out of it. And the people who have read my work always say to me, you know what? I get something from it. And that is all I ask. And thank you very much, Simone, for the opportunity.
Yes, you are very welcome. And last but certainly not the least, Miss Shirley Allen, introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening. My name is Shirley, as you can see. I am from La Plaine. Everybody knows me as the firebrand from La Plaine. I have a lot of interest. I consider myself an activist. I do writing. I find my writing like a comfort zone for me. I have written a lot of stuff. I have enough material for me to turn it into 10 books. I write on every subject, but I have been a little bit lazy and I have not been able to pull it together because I really don't like editing. But Dr. Dale Dangleben dragged me out of this laziness and this fear, and he got me on the stage. So, as the ultimate storyteller, I wrote my first little book of the stories of Lapland because I'm really interested in passing on the stories to the next generation. Because, I mean, we have completely lost all the nice little things that we did as kids. It was so enjoyable, it was so unforgettable. I want to keep it alive. And as the ultimate storyteller again, I took up an assignment and I thought it was very interesting. So I wanted to document, what I saw, the experience. So I came up with another book, Embedded at Love Town. It's a very interesting book, and a lot of people who read it, can find something in it that resonates with them or something that they can learn from, because I myself writing this book it gave me so much of a new perspective on life and death and old age and everything. I just had to share this. I like experimenting with flavors, so I accidentally came up with, well, not accidentally because I experienced the flavors, but I came up with a wonderful flavor, a coffee flavor. I said, oh my God, this has to be sold. I have to share it. So I started with my show's coffee brand. I also do jewelry. Everybody who knows me will remember me as a stylish lady who always like to accessorize. I have to have the earrings to match and the necklace to match, and because to me, an outfit is not complete without the matching accessories. So I started doing it as a hobby and for myself. Then I realized, but hey, I can turn my hobby into a little business.
Yeah,
So
and
I
we will
started
get more into
doing.
details with everything that you're doing, Shirley. But we want to make sure that we greet everyone who's joining us on the Facebook Live, and we're looking forward to hearing all about
I'm
everything
missing
that
one
you're
thing,
doing.
Simon. If
Yes, go
you'll
ahead.
excuse me, I'm missing one thing. I
Yes.
want to thank you for bringing me on your platform. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Yes, that is what we have to do. Each one support the other and keep Dominica at the forefront, because in my mind, Dominica is the greatest country in the world. So I'm just putting that out there. So yes, so let's go ahead and acknowledge our Facebook audience and then gift us. I want to come over to you so you can present all of your work to us, and you can just tell us more about your inspiration, how you got into writing, how you got into art. So we want to just get to know you a little bit better and learn about your work and your talent. That sounds good?
Sure.
Yes. Okay. So let's greet our Facebook audience. We have Simone James. Chair Del Sol is here. Dave Bertrand says good evening. And please, everyone, please post a comment because it is easier to see you when you post a comment. Gail Bruni, one of our first Expo guests, is here with us. She says good evening. Marceline Edwards, great to see you. Marceline says good evening, Simone, and your guest, Shirley Allen. I'm here in full support. Oh, thank you, Marceline. I'm listening. Shirley, I see you're in solidarity with the Ukraine colors. May the people of Ukraine overcome. Mary Kalinago says, bonsoir, everyone. So continue to come on in. Sam Hill, TDN Radio, thank you for your sponsorship as always, and a good evening to you as well. So as you come on in, don't forget to share the live. Let everyone know that we are here to promote our own, to support each other. So gift us over to you. Tell us how it all started for you, how you got into writing, into art, and just tell us a little bit more about you.
It's a long story, but I'll cut it short. My writing ability, I think, was generated from having to work on English programs while I attended the SMA. My first poem was written while I was still at school, maybe my first or second form. And after that, I got involved in writing a writing program called the SRA. And I wrote my first poem while I was in first form, read it to the class, and somehow I felt, well, may as well keep on doing it. Eventually, I got my first poem, and that same poem, into the Smerian News, which was the SMA school newspaper. And I haven't really stopped from there. And I eventually gave copies of my work to the Star newspaper, basically almost every week. And after I was, given the opportunity of taking part in the National Day Poetry and Short Story competition, and having won first place in both categories the same year, I realized I had some ability to move on. And I kept writing, and after having published my first 2 books in Dominica, I came up to the US to join my family. And I saw the opportunity of, writing more. And the rest is history. After I wrote my first one almost 20-something years ago, I have right now published 10 books in all. My painting abilities, I think I can say safely, is something that has a family DNA in there. My uncle, who presently lives in Canada, was one of the most known artists in St. Joseph. Everybody would come to him, and sometimes I would just sit next to him and watch what he did. And one day I picked up some house paint and started painting. I realized, well, you know what, I could do this thing. And it was a delight on weekends when I would go up to the upper schoolroom in St. Joseph and sit there for about 3-4 hours. And only young boys from the village would surround me while I worked. And one of them reminded me about a few months ago, do you remember you used to do that thing? And we all gathered around you. And after I moved on to the US, and then I got laid off from my job. I felt I needed something to do, and I started painting. And after I did my first painting, my daughter, who may be watching this program now and have heard it from me so many times, why did you hide this talent from us all those years? Well, I say everything has its time. I think that was the right time. And I haven't stopped. I have been writing, I have been photographing, I've been painting, and as you can see back there, I have some of the work that I have done. So it's been a journey.
And that's what I was going to tell you, Giftus. This is your time. So pull your books. Let us see some of your work and kind of just give us some idea of what we can expect. Because you said you've published 10 books.
Yes, I have.
That is incredible. So that categorizes you as a prolific writer. I
Oh,
only
yes.
have one little book and it's like 57 pages long. I don't think that considers me a true author, but I try.
Yeah. I published the first two while I was a teacher at the SMA.
Right.
And then when I came up here, I published this ones here. The first one was The Island Man Sings His Song. Then I had Messi Quick Quack. The Island Man Sings His Song is a collection of poetry. Then Messi Quick Quack is a collection of local short stories based on life, basically in St. Joseph, where I grew up, and various aspects of life in St. Joseph. And after that, I did Ma William and Her Circle of Friends, which I think has been maybe the most popular book that I have published. And after that, I had 2 Weeks, One Summer. 2 Weeks, One Summer is the story of a young boy spending 2 weeks of vacation with his siblings, his mother, and his grandmother in one of the villages on the West Coast. And it has a little bit of what I, as a young boy, experienced when I went to spend vacations with my grandmother in St. Joseph and my grandmother in Salisbury. And after I published 2 Weeks, One Summer, I did Verses from Atop the Mountain. And anybody who has the cover of, has a copy of that book, you will see there's a cover of a photograph of the village of St. Joseph, the hills of St. Joseph, what you call Montgardier. And it's because I always felt that when someone writes, they tend to feel that they are somewhere distant from everybody else. It is said that when you go to the hills or when you go along the riverbank or so, you get the inspiration. And I always wondered what it felt like being way up on top of Mont Gardier or one of the other mountains in Dominica. And the poems were quite different from the very first ones I wrote, covered more of general world ideas rather than Dominica. And because I wrote it while I was living here, and I wanted to make sure that what I wrote reflected the life that I was living while in the US. And then during the pandemic, when it first started in 2020, I was quarantined for 2 weeks. And I wrote this book, Quarantine, expressing, which is nonfiction really. I'm expressing all my experiences and all what I thought of and all what I saw and heard during the 2 weeks I was locked up in my room. At that time, you had to stay away from everybody else. And then Voices of Lamentation. I don't know whether this was a foretelling of something else, but the cover of this book was written by my friend Ronald Dejean. Sadly passed just after I published it. And it's ironic that I named it Voices of Lamentation. But such is life. And my final book has been Ma William, which is a follow-up to Ma William and Her Circle of Friends. I met so many people who said to me that, you know what, this book that you wrote is incomplete. There is something missing. And I said, no, that's what it is. And I said, you know what, if so many people can think that way, I may as well write a follow-up.
Well, Gifters, I have to just jump in real quick because Gail Bruni is saying the same thing. She says, I'm waiting for the rest of Ma Williams. So get to it, Gifters.
All right, Gail, I have it today. I have it.
Good, good. And tell us about your paintings. I don't know if you can take a couple down without disrupting your display.
Yeah, I can. This one here is one of the latest that I have done. And it is basically called Our Plight. I basically used to draw or paint just the standard scene and landscape and everything else. But I was at my desk one night and I just felt like doing something different. And I got the feeling to use the human body to express what I was saying. This is a man's head and his two eyes. And from one eye, you have clear water flowing down, purity and everything else. In the other eye, the left eye, there is blood flowing. And that represents the blood that we as Black people have had to spill for whatever we want, forever we want to achieve. There was a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. Atop the man's head, you can see the mountain, and there is the sun rising in the morning. Hope that we can achieve, hope that we can succeed in whatever we do. And from his eyebrows and his ears, well, let's take his eyebrows first. I have growth. The hairs are growing out. Greenery, trees, the strength of the tree, the greenery of nature. And from his ears, I have a flower sprouting plant, a rose basically sprouting from his ear. Listening to the songs, hoping that whatever we hear is going to be good. And also from the air, where we also have hair growing, more hope that whatever we hear will grow within us. All right. And down here, you have more of his mustache growing into green and the earth on either side. So it was something quite different from my usual painting.
Yeah, and that's pretty powerful. Now, I also see a lovely one with some beautiful ladies. So let's take a look at that one as well.
This is, I call the Dominican ladies. And if I could share the secret with you, since I'm online. These are the cloth dolls that are sold at the boutiques in Dominica. I have 5 of them here together. And I got the inspiration to make them look like live people going to the market. So each of these is a doll that I placed on the table. I put a background back here and I photographed them. And it tells a story. It's the life that we have in Dominica. This was our symbols in Dominica. And put all the different ladies in the different colors of the web duets and this, whatever it is. Surely you're from La Plaine, you know a lot more than that than me. And the Tet Cassie and the Tet Maui and the baskets going to market on the Saturday.
Yeah. So Giftus, it seems like your inspiration just comes from everywhere, because it seems no matter what you're going through life, even right down to being quarantined, inspires your creative process.
Yeah, I have been blessed. I have been blessed. To be able to write, to paint, to use my camera, to be so multi-talented. And again, to realize or to see that I have it, because I'll tell you one story. I was laid off from one job in 2008. And when I did my first painting, which is a painting of the freshwater lake in Dominica, my daughter said to me, "So why did you hide your talent from us all those years?"
And why is that?
It's because I was working a job where I worked shifts, rotations. Plus, I had to take care of them when I got home from work, because my wife worked. But the thing is, they say that nothing happens before its time. I guess by so happening or so doing, I got better appreciation for what my talents are, what I've been gifted with.
Mhm.
And I always tell people that I do that because I think my family has. My mother used to do a lot of this framing of photos when she was home. And people in the village of St. Joseph would bring the photos to her in the frames. And she used
Mm.
to use this tape that they use with water and frame them up. She used to make all those beautiful doilies and use the needle and knit and stuff. And she also was able to do a lot. She was a good seamstress. She made
Mhm.
uniforms. She did everything. So my mother was very talented. My dad was one of the top agriculturists in St. Joseph, so he used his hands.
Right.
Uncles were tailors and they were painters. So I think I just had that talent in me. It was just
Mhm.
left for me to water it and let it grow.
Mhm.
I say always, we have a lot of talent, but until you water that talent, it just
Mhm.
sits there. It's not going to go anywhere. So that
Absolutely, and you turn the negative into a positive because you lost your job and then discovered your true calling.
it has become an obsession. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so we want to go over to Beverly Thomas. She as well is an author, and she's going to tell us about her work. And then Shirley, we're going to come over to you. And then once we've had everybody's work presented, we want to take an opportunity to have a conversation about your successes, your challenges, and then, of course, how can we see more of your work? How can we purchase your work? And all that good stuff. But before we do, let's acknowledge a few more people on the Facebook Live. Amos King, Adelaide Joseph, Rosalind Best, Pee Wee Ice Cream is with us.
Yeah.
Who can forget Pee Wee Ice Cream?
I
I
need
saw
some
Pee
ice
Wee
cream
Ice
now.
Cream and I have a craving for rum and raisin ice cream now. Aaron Feb, Marvelyn Ostry, Dessa John. Is that your daughter?
My sister, yes, that's my daughter.
This is John, yes. Fran, Derek Rapp Peters, great to see you. And Dorel Edwards, great to see you. So we have quite a few people on the Facebook Live, and we're happy that you're joining us. Don't forget to share the live as we continue to seek more exposure for our talent. Teresa Duran, hi everyone. I finally made it on time. Yay for you, Teresa. Thank you for being here. My friend Stanley Paul, great to see you, my brother listening. Let's see, George Seaman, great job, my brother. August, George. Oh man, my SMA high school English teacher, very nice. Nelson Pierre, well done, gift us. Disa says, I did say that. Annette Phillip, great to see you. So, Beverly, let's come over to you and you tell us all about your books. You're muted.
Actually, I began writing as a child, and I felt it was something that really comforted me. But I really took my talent seriously was I was in class at the University of Massachusetts where I was pursuing my master's in English and journalism. And I don't know what happened that day, and I began writing. And unbeknown to me, my professor, Susan Horton, came and she said to me, aren't you supposed to be studying Aurora Babin Brown? And I looked up and I said, oh my God, I'm in trouble. And she said to me, interesting, I believe you have great talent. So I looked at her and then she said to me, do you have any more? Because actually, what she caught me doing was writing. And she said, I noticed sometimes you stray. So I went and I brought her some of the things I've been working on just for my own personal enjoyment. And when she read them, she said to me, you are a very prolific writer. And by that time, I had half of a novel and at least 2 volumes of poems. And after she read the novel, she said, you need to continue. But, life, sometimes you get so busy, you get home, you're tired. I teach for a living. And by the time I get home, I always said, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. So when I moved to Florida, I decided, you know what, I am going to explore this talent because I ran into this co-worker and I wrote a script for them and she said, you did this? And I said, yes. And she said, you really have talent. So that's how I ended up writing my first novel called The Card. And I set out to write a novel that anyone who picks up the book would get something out of it. The newspaper is written at a fifth grade level, so I decided I don't want to write something that is complex. I want, when I write something, a person in India, a person in the Caribbean, in the United States can identify with the novel. I deliberately chose a fictitious setting. Um, you could say, for example, when you read the novel, it might be either in South America, it could be in the Caribbean, it could be even, say, for example, somewhere in the Middle East. And the book had multiple characters. And one of the themes of the book is the value of being independent. And I think I got the idea because my undergrad is in economics and law, and I wanted to write a book that addresses a lot of social issues, but something that is fun to read, something that will make you laugh, something that will make you cry. I wanted the characters to be very unforgettable. One of the comments I have gotten on Amazon by someone who read the book, and the individual said the book is better than 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
I have
now
never
also
read.
show us the book as you're talking about it, Beverly, because that will be helpful.
Right here,
That's
right
how
here
nice public.
is the card,
Oh, I think your
and
background is, yes, right there. That's good. Put
yeah,
it in front of you, in front.
right here. And as I said, the individual said to me, the book is better than 50 Shades of Grey, because when I went on to Amazon and I saw the comment, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Another
the background is distorting it, so we're not really seeing it. Right
oh,
here. Put it in front of
okay,
you a little bit. Let's see. Down, down, down. Yes. Okay. I think that's as much as we can see. You can put it down now. It's a little
okay.
distorted. It's okay. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Go ahead.
and the other individual who read the book said to me, one of the individuals who called me up and actually spoke with me said to me, the book is an extended metaphor. I said, really? An extended metaphor? And the individual said, did you, how long did it take you to write 682 pages? And when I calculated the time, I said to the individual, no time at all, because I enjoyed what I was doing. And if you enjoy what you are doing, like I always tell my students, you will find that life can be kind. And not only can it be kind, but it's a form of therapy. I believe that art is a form of therapy. Not
Mhm.
only is art a form of therapy, it also enables you to communicate with the world. Because I want, when somebody read what I have written, that they can turn around and say that it has done something for me. Just recently, one of my students, she decided to do her final paper in college on one of the poems that I have written. Besides writing prose, I also wrote a book of poems, and it has actually 4 volumes. And each of the volume, the book is called Before and Beyond the Mirror. And in Before and Beyond the Mirror, one of the things I sought to examine was not just what you see, because sometimes we figure what we see is all there is, but there is a lot more. The first volume in Before and Beyond the Mirror is called The Variegated Colors of Life, in which different individuals, friends, associates, acquaintances, and even family members ask me to dedicate something to them, paint them in words. And I sought to do this. And I actually, some of the individuals who I wrote the poems for are very happy. And with the variegated colors of life, I sought to bring out the joy that there is in living. The second volume in that book, Before and Beyond the Mirror, I hope you can see this. My student,
Yes.
one of my
Yes.
former students, did the book cover and all the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Kaleidoscope. And the reason why I chose Kaleidoscope is because, again, when you there are so many angles. Life is such, I don't want to say life is complicated, but in life, there are highs and lows, ups and downs, there are grays. Everything is not always as you see it. So that is one of the reasons why I chose Kaleidoscope. And the third volume was inspired by my grandmother. After her death, I wrote a volume called Death is Common to All, in which I look at the different aspects of death and of life and of loving and of losing. And these are things we experience every day, but from different angles. Um, and we don't sometimes sit and ask ourselves, well, what did I learn? How did I grow? And what can I use that experience for? And the last volume in Before and Beyond the Mirror is called Spent. And spent is very interesting in that it is a word that we use, and sometimes you might say, I am tired, and I'm spent. But when you look at the word itself and the various poems that goes in the volume, it addresses the choices that we make as human beings. The choice that you would make as a teenager and the choice that you would make as a person who is in your midlife stage of life is different. And you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. So that is why I said that Before and Beyond the Mirror is a book of poems of 4 different volumes that look at the various aspects of life. It sends you, and the reason why I also use the word beyond, I have learned through life is everything you see is not as it is. Sometimes a person might approach you today and they might look very happy, but you don't know what else is going through that person's life. So I'm happy when I write. I wish I could do it full time, but I do get to experience the joy of writing on a daily basis, especially as an educator. You have to deal with the students and try to get them to improve their writing. And I always remind them that I actually took myself seriously as a writer was when one of my professors
Mm-hmm.
said to me, "You are a prolific writer."
Right. So
And
important to notice the talents of
yes,
others.
yes. And
Yes.
that
And
is what I do. And that is why in my second book, I have the student who's very talented,
right.
and I gave her the opportunity.
Yes, thank you so much, Beverly, for
You're
sharing on that.
welcome.
Shirley, we want to come over to you, but before we do, let's acknowledge everyone who's joining us. We have quite an audience. Jerry Tewitt, Janet Demir, Glenda Shillingford, great to see you. Pauline Hector, Claudia Duran, Victoria William, Edith Olivache. So thank you for being here, everyone. Don't forget to share the live as we continue exposing our talent. And speaking of which, if you notice, I pinned a comment. Let's see if it's still pinned. Maybe I need to pin it again. But we're also having a membership drive because we're continuing to grow our platform. We get about 16 to 18,000 visitors a month. But imagine what we could do with an even bigger audience, the amount of exposure we can get for Dominicans. So I'm going to pin the comments again with the post, the Facebook post, with more information where, everybody could use a little extra cash. So thanks to our sponsor, Mr. Badui Financial Services, we're able to have a little bit of a competition to see who can bring in the most followers to Push Past 10 by Easter Sunday. So keep that in mind so we can continue to grow the audience and just see what else we can do to support our Dominican community. So let me go ahead and attach that comment one more time to this Facebook Messenger. So Shirley, the floor is yours. Tell us all about what you do and your passions.
Okay, thank you very much again, Simon. First, I'm going to start with my book, Embedded at Love Tongue. This book was really a labor of love. I will just read the preface for you to get the essence of it, what motivated me and how I wrote it. So the preface goes, I have many times used the phrase bloom where you were planted throughout the years. I have been planted in many places under many conditions, some rough and some smooth, some sunny, some rainy, and some just plain gloomy. Yes, I have bloomed sometimes, and other times I have withered, even if not died. At that time, it was not because I chose to bloom or die. Whatever happened just happened. For the first time in my life, I brought the phrase bloom where you are planted to manifestation. And now I can say I understand what it means. The story I'm about to relate is not fiction, it is a true story. I have changed the names of the facility, the residents, families, and friends to protect their identity and privacy. My experience in this situation was not planned. This has never been my line of work, and I never ever believed that I would find myself in this line of work. I understand why some ask, is that what Shirley ended up doing? Little did they know what a blessing this was for me. I have no idea what I was signing up for, but when I agreed to run the facility, I agreed because I considered it helping my cousin and experiencing something new. I am glad I did. I was planted at Lofton by destiny. There were lessons I needed to learn and attitudes I needed to change. There were facts of life and death I needed to experience firsthand. There were new relationships to build and tender love and kindness and compassion to share with people who appreciated the kindness, the genuine, appreciative, loving smiles I needed to see, feel, experience, and capture. It was perfectly timed too. For soon, like sand through the hourglass, I will be where these residents work currently. I am now turning 63, and I had no idea what this could be like for me in the next 10 or 15 years if I made it to that age. Now I know. My situation may not be exactly like everyone else's because my situation is different based on health, mental, psychological, emotional circumstances. But the commonalities were unmistakable. Now I know what to expect and how to prepare for the inevitable. At Lofton, I chose to bloom, to look for that ray of sunlight, to bring glamour into the unglamorous. I also chose to learn, to experience, and to share that knowledge. My hope is that sharing these experiences will bring awareness concerning our sunset years of building and keeping meaningful relationships with family and friends that can last to the end. Being financially secure is one important aspect, but not far behind is relationships, having people who care about you, care enough to call on you, send you a card, something that they know you liked, or to visit you sometimes. Having all the money in the world cannot make up for the latter. This book is a labor of love. Every word, every line has in it something I cannot fully express on paper, but it resides in my heart. It is a very integral part of my journey. Every resident I speak about in this book left something with me, Collectively, they gifted me with a big bundle of knowledge and a wonderful experience that I can cherish forever. No amount of money can pay for it, and no school can teach it. My love and gratitude to everyone, especially the residents who helped me to bloom at Malta, at Loughton. To my daughter Delia, who was a part of my journey, even if she was far away, she was my main ally. She watered me and nourished me daily with words of encouragement, support, also proving another branch of kindness and compassion to the residents. Every time she called, she asked about each of them, and many times she spoke to them and cheered them up. What I present to you, embedded at Lofton.
Beautiful, Shirley. Beautiful. I can tell that it is a very packed book with a lot of life lessons for all of us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, and this is it. Unfortunately, for some reason that I had no control over, I do not have my other one, my
Mhm,
trilogy of stories from La Plaine.
mhm,
But it, as I said before, it is a book where I just captured all the little things that we did as kids, and I wrote it in our colloquial language, to give it a little, so it can relate to all of us, all the little words and phrases that we use, that kids and all the things that we did. This one too, I am very, very proud of it. I am thinking of writing another three stories, but I'll get to it at some point. Now, this is my coffee.
mhm.
Shirl's
So tell
coffee.
us about the inspiration for the coffee. How did that idea come about?
Well, the idea, as I said, I like experimenting with flavors. So once I tried something, and I thought, oh my God, this is such an interesting flavor. I should try to do something with it and market it. So I tried it, I experienced it in the coffee, and it was tasting so awesome. I said, well, this is it. So I started with my coffee business.
Right. So
It's
how do you package it? Where is it packaged? It is packaged in the US. Tell us about all that.
Yeah, I do everything myself. I package
Mm,
it myself. As you
okay.
can see, it's sealed.
Mhm,
Dr. Dangoben prepare my labels for me.
mhm.
So I do everything at home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I do it myself. They come in two sizes,
Mhm,
one with 14 bags and one with 7 bags.
mhm.
So
Very good. And I want to say for till the end where we can get all these wonderful products, gifts, where we can get your book and your artwork, Beverly, where we can get your book, Shirley, where we can get everything that you're selling
oh
as well. Because yes.
yeah, the book is on Amazon. I am still in the early stages with the coffee. I am working on a website, but I haven't done it because I wanted something real professional and nice.
Mhm, mhm,
So I'm still working on the website, but for now, people just, tell me, inbox me and tell me, oh, I want to try it. I want to pack some,
mhm,
they inbox me, send me the address, pay me through Zelle or
mhm.
Cash App, and I send the stuff to them. I have
Now there's so many different coffee brands out there. What makes yours so unique and special?
Yeah, because it is gourmet coffee.
Okay.
It is flavored with rosemary and
Mm,
lemon peel, and it has health benefits.
mm,
So, and it is also coffee on the go. I try to make it different.
mhm,
You don't need a coffee maker. You just boil your water, throw it, put it in your coffee pot,
mm.
your mug, your jug, whatever you use to
Right.
put your coffee in,
So
and
it's
go with
instant
it.
coffee.
Yeah, well, not instant coffee, like instant coffee, but
But it
it's
has the full body.
yes,
Right. I
yeah,
got
it's a
you.
bag.
Right. Oh,
It's
it's
in
a
a bag.
bag. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but it's everybody who has bought it so far told me how they love it, they
hmm
enjoy it.
hmm
So
Excellent.
yeah.
And your jewelry line?
Okay, my jewelry line. I have lots and lots of jewelry. I try to make them unique, and I have something for everybody. I have, I have casual, I have glamorous, I
Bring it
have
a little closer
occasion,
so we can see. Bring it closer.
yeah, I have occasional.
Yes,
Like right
good.
now, this is, yeah, I have rasta. I have different shapes, different colors, different sizes. I mostly do the sets because I think it's, more reasonable to do the sets instead of, making. I have a lot of the earrings by themselves too, but I think it makes more sense to do the whole set so you don't have to pay, $10 and to get something shipped to you for $10. It makes more sense to do the sets. So I do the sets.
Mm-hmm.
I have the earrings and the necklace. I have the Rasta one. I do this. I do this.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. And the earrings to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do. I also have another kind of Rasta one. I do this one. I do the occasional ones like you say it's Ukraine, support Ukraine, solidarity with Ukraine. So I do that too. I have these. Yeah, as I said, I have something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can find something from Charles Jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
I have this, and you get them when you order them. You get them in this nice little bag.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you only taking orders through Facebook, or do you have a website with the displays where
I take
folks can
orders
buy
on
them?
Facebook. I
Okay.
take orders on Facebook. You see
Mm-hmm.
this? This is so cute.
Right.
This is so cute.
Oh, and by the way, we also want to remind everyone that we're live streaming on YouTube as well at pushpast10.com. So if you're watching us on YouTube, we want to say good evening to you as well. Mm-hmm.
And I have this. I have lots of them.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you make all of those by hand? They're handmade?
Yeah,
Nice. Very
Shirley's
nice.
made with love jewelry.
Very nice.
Made with love.
Beautiful. Right.
Made with love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I also have the bracelets that I make too. See these bracelets?
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
And the pictures of all your products are on your Facebook page?
Yes.
Shirley Allen, is that the Facebook page?
Yeah, but I have to redo them because for some I had them on my other profile, and
Mm-hmm.
Facebook locked my account for some reason or the other.
Oh, wow.
So I have to put them. See this one?
Mm-hmm.
This is so beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Well, this one is a big seller. I try to make them unique to each person, but
Mm-hmm.
I made this one and so many people liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people I have to do special orders of this one
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people like them.
Yeah, so if you're looking at what Shirley's displaying, you can simply inbox her
Yeah.
on Facebook for more information, and hopefully you'll put all the pictures up, Shirley, so we can get a better look of all of
Yeah, I
them.
have
And you
so
can.
many
And
of
what
them.
are your price ranges while we have you on?
Yeah, well, it depends on the material that I use, but they range from 25 to 30.
Okay, reasonable for the
Yes.
set.
Huh?
For the set.
For the set.
Okay, that's the earring and the necklace.
Ring and necklace.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes. See?
Yes, beautiful. Quite unique.
Yeah, all colors.
All right. So thank you, Shirley. So thank you, everyone, for displaying your talent and sharing your talent with us. So we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we want to talk about your successes, your challenges, and more importantly, where can we, purchase your products? How can we support you as Dominicans? Because I always think to myself, when we think of gifts, the first places we should be thinking of is how can we support our own Dominica talents with the purchases that we make. So let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we will talk about your challenges, your successes, and how we can buy your products. Keep it locked. Yes, so we are back. We are back, and thank you for staying with us. This is our Spring 2022 Expo right here at Push Past 10. We are joined by, let's bring everyone on the camera so we can have a quick discussion before we sign off. We are joined by author Beverly Thomas, author, artist, name it, he does it all, Mr. Giftus John, and also entrepreneur Shirley Allen, author, coffee maker, jewelry maker, and so much more. So we're very happy that you're joining us for this presentation as we continue to give exposure to all our Dominicans at home and abroad. And I see that Liz Thomas out there in Massachusetts has joined us. I will check out the Made with Love jewelry. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for your support. So that is all that we're asking, that you simply just give our own a view of what, give them an opportunity to be able to sell their products. Stanley says Giftus was a very good cricketer as well. Excellent off spinner. So I know how talented he is. Very proud of him. Roslyn is listening from New York. And Eunice is saying, Beverly, you're a professor at a university. If yes, advice would you give someone who is considering entering academia in a university at a university level? So Beverly, you can save that question for the very end. If we have some time, we will get to it. Amber Duran, Auntie Shows, it's been a while. Okay, well, she speaks just like a Dominican. Juliana is listening from Atlanta. Clara Lynn Washington is listening as always. Marceline, lovely Shirley. Glenda, that's Nemo's beautiful. That's Nemo's beautiful. Okay, that's what she says. Love the one with the first Rasta necklace. Yep, Stanley, what passion as they exhibit their hard work. Thanks, Simone, for showcasing our country people. So many talented people we have in Dominica. I'm really enjoying this program. Teresa Duran says, whoa, very unique indeed. So thank you. Thank you, everyone who is joining us. And thank you, everyone who will see the value in this program and will continue to share the work of our talented people. So guys, let's unmute the mics and let's just talk about some of your greatest successes to date and also any challenges that you have been facing that we can probably help you with. So let's take a go at it. Beverly, let's start with you. Some of your successes and challenges as you foray your way into being an author.
Well, I can tell you, for me, the easiest part is the writing.
Yes.
I find I don't want to use the word difficult because I always tell my students we're not going to use any negative words.
Mm-hmm.
I find the most challenging part is the marketing.
Yes.
And you have to find an avenue to bring your product out to the public. And one of the things I have discovered, the people who normally have the spending power is the youth, the age group that I teach, the freshmen in college, the high school students. And you have to market your product in a way that it attracts individuals from all walks of life. And my students have been giving me a lot of ideas in how to get this done. But then one of the things I'm not seeing is that the how should I say, what word should I use? The availability of the public getting into it. And for this, you actually need to devote quite a lot of time. And
Absolutely.
not only quite a lot of time, but the product has to be packaged in such a way that the individuals want to purchase that product. So you can have all of the talent in the world, and if you don't have the avenue, that poses a problem and it can pose a challenge. But that doesn't mean that anybody should give up.
Absolutely. And I saw both Annette and Rosalind on the Facebook Live, and I know that they too are authors, and I'm sure they can identify with you with regards to having all the talent in the world, but yet still not being able to sell your product. And that is one of the things that I'm hoping that we do. We build that social capital, right? So we bring together those who have the know how, people who are good in marketing, branding, social media marketing is a very big one. Amazon marketing is a very big one. So we can bring all those skills and talents together for the benefit of our own. So that is one of the ideas that I'm working on as we continue to meet people. I know, for example, Annette Phillip, and she said, yes, we can. It's a challenge. I know, for example, Annette Phillip is a boss on marketing her books, because what she does is she connects with other groups in terms of being able to sell her books. So she has many things that she has discovered along the way that hopefully she can share with us, and hopefully others. I know Rosalind as well has been working tirelessly to try to figure out how to market her books. So I'm hoping that we continue to give each other the exposure and continue to help each other. So gift us your thoughts on that. I saw you nodding away while Beverly was speaking.
Yeah, I have experienced so much of what you're saying. Uh, with me, it's like a free-fold, a page folded in three sections. You know, what I mean, I do photography, I do paintings, and I do writing. And sometimes it is very tough to kind of separate one from the other. But when you try to go out there, and especially those past 3 years have been very tough for artists who depend on meeting people face to face, with the COVID and all that stuff. And but the thing is, you have to keep at it to be successful. Um, the past 4 years will be challenging for me because I used to paint in my garage and I run into some issues with it, so I had to stop. And I that's a long story. So I basically had to kind of change my stuff in there. And so when she referred to writing, she says writing is easy, and that's true because usually when I start working on any project, I would go to what, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, just going. But then the thing is, the marketing sometimes is an issue, and because I have that love of what I do, of encompassing the Caribbean and America and everything into my work. But again, you tend to be identified as the other side. So you expect to it when you do your work, you're going to get support over there, or you have to do marketing. But all that takes time, and doing those projects part time can be so troublesome. You know, trying to work, filling time to go out on long road trips, spend days out and stuff. But the thing is I always tell people, it's the love of what I do that keeps me doing it. I do it because, first of all, there is that self satisfaction, that thing that I can do it. And by doing this over and over again, you get better at it. So you write the first book, you get feedback, you move on to the second one, and you keep going. But it's challenging. And I know that I sometimes just say, you know what, forget it, and let's do what we have to do. But we the thing is, even today, you will try to get help, but a lot of the publishing houses will say, well, we only deal with authors who go through the system.
Hmm.
And when the authors who do self-publishing, because it's the money. Everybody wants
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
it.
But you know, things are changing, you know, gifters, because for example, Amazon has self-publishing,
Well,
which
that's
is
right.
how
That's
I was
right.
able to get my book Push Past 10 on Amazon. But I think what we need and what we don't realize is that being an author is one thing. Marketing is a
I
separate
know.
job. I
Yeah,
learned that the hard way.
yeah, the hard way.
So marketing is a separate job. So Anna Phillip has already said, I would love to. Rosalind said yes. And I think many times, you know, in Dominica, we have this mentality that it's my thing. I'm not going to share my knowledge. I work so hard to acquire this knowledge. I'm not going to give it to anyone for free. So, you know, sometimes I feel that we think that, you know, if we help somebody else to succeed, it will take away from our success. And that is not true.
No,
And
it's
many
not.
times, what we don't realize is if you step forward to help someone else, you're giving yourself an opportunity to keep exposing yourself. So now people are going to want to buy your products, whatever you're selling, because they're like, oh, you know, Giftus is adding such great value to our community. Let me support Giftus by purchasing something that he's doing. So it's about joining other groups, joining other Facebook groups, and making a contribution to those groups so that you're showing your value, giving yourself the exposure so that people want to then support you. So I think, you know, it is great that we have many authors, but I don't think we realize that the marketing part of being able to sell what we're selling is a whole other career that many of us are not prepared for. So Shirley, your thoughts? You're muted. You're muted.
I share the same sentiments and I'm going through the very same problem. I have, conditioned my mind to believe that, you know, you write what to share your experiences and your knowledge and not to make money, because unless you are not one of those big time popular people, you're not going to make any money writing books. It's not really a money making business, but it can be discouraging because I mean you spend so much time to write a book. Sometimes you have to pay to edit, you have to pay for the cover, and you don't even sell enough books to cut your costs. I mean, this can be very discouraging, but I don't know. We have to get to the point where we learn to support each other.
Absolutely. And it
We
can
have
be
to get
done.
to that
It can
point.
be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. And also we have an advantage now with technology that the borders have been completely open. And I go back to this example all the time because it's the reality that now we can work from anywhere in the world and benefit. Because for example, I did a virtual carnival where I was able to get sponsors and donors and pay DJs all the way in Dominica to perform.
Yeah.
So that just kind of tells us that if we are willing to support each other, the opportunities and the possibilities are limitless. So I am still encouraged. I still think that we have the talent out here. We have the platform. We have to get the talent together on the marketing end so that we continue to push our products. And Marceline says, and she's right, that's one of the reasons I did the Dominican Diaspora Art Expo, so that Dominican diaspora crafters could come together in one venue to market, sell, and support each other in an open garden expo, which was very successful. Shirley Allen was a participant and can share some light on that event as well. So now we can see the possibility for online events. We can see the possibility for more events at Marceline's house. I don't know how many people she can accommodate, but that is certainly an opportunity as well. So I think we have to keep our minds open at the possibilities because I want to see us continue writing. I want to see us continue producing the arts and just somehow getting the exposure
There's also
so
one
that
thing
more
that
of our work can sell.
there's
Yeah,
also
to
one.
give a little heads up on on the event at Maslin's place. It was beautiful.
Yes, I saw it.
It was successful. It was beautiful. We had a lot of participants, and everybody made money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody made money.
Yeah.
I wish we could have at least two of these things every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Maslin.
Maslin's model is a very good model.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I know she's gonna do it this year. You better do it, Maslin, because I'm ready. You better do it. But at least we should have two of this, physical, places, so people can meet each other, people can get to know each other, people can share their experiences and support each other. And if you
Mm-hmm.
have a contact, you can share it, and that those kind of stuff. We have to continue doing these things for our own sake. For me, there's so many things that we can do. For instance, instead of going to buy this, I always take my camera when I go to JC Penney's and Target and those places. I take my camera and take pictures for me to do a price comparison with these places. And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing, the quality is better and it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going and buying your jewelry by Target or JCPenney, if you buy it from me, I can say, okay, we're going to donate 25 cents of every dollar
Mm-hmm.
and donate it to a cause in Dominica,
Yes, yes, yes.
or do something.
Yeah, absolutely. And it
This
stays in
is
our
when
community.
we help each other, we can
Mm-hmm.
help our people, we can do
Mm-hmm.
things for
So
our
true.
communities.
Right. Giftus, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I was saying that one of the things too is um, I'm away from Dominica, but I am not away from Dominica. And I think one of the things that some of us as artists have tried to do is to let Dominica, wherever we are as a Dominica, know that we have talent out there that is as comparable as up here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
our artists who are up there do very good work. I know people like Glenford John, and we have Dave Wilson and these other guys who are top artists. We have good authors, we have good musicians. It's just a matter of accepting the fact that, you know what, we can do it. And
Mm-hmm.
challenge, true, I know, but the only thing that can kill us is when we shut our doors. But once you have the drive and the determination to do on, and the possibilities up here are endless. And as you said, with Kindle publishing, that's why I published
Mm-hmm.
my last three books. You
Right.
know, but it's a lot of work,
Yes, it is.
and you
Yes,
have to be
it is.
committed to do the work yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
But guess what? But guess what? Gifters, it's a lot of work. But now that you, Annette, Rosalind, myself, we've all done it, we should be able to guide the next person who wants to do it.
that's
Right? We shouldn't say, well, boy, I had to go and look at so many YouTube videos, which is what I did. And I had to do so much of this research by myself. I'm not sharing that information. If anybody, let them go find it out themselves. Right?
yeah,
Because we don't know the person that we're helping out. We don't know what they might be able to assist us with. So almost a barter system where I help you in this area, you help me in that area, and we all grow from the experience. I don't think it is a very foreign concept. And
yeah,
Annette Phillips says, I have met a lot of people from all over through marketing that has exposed me to my books.
yeah.
So she's correct. So by helping, you're able to receive the exposure. And Carolyn Warrington says, keep on pushing, don't give up, guys. You all are very talented. So lots of good comments coming in. Beverly, you wanted to make a comment?
No, I was just about to say, well, one of the things I've learned in this business is not only do you need encouragement, um, you need people who are going to also help you to become a better
That's it.
artist, a better writer, a better designer. In that, I have this woman who normally reads my work, and she will say to me, Beverly, I think you should do this. I think this is what you should do, and this is how you can go about becoming better at your craft, because it is a craft that we are fine tuning every day. And going to seminars can help you, and even you conducting a seminar on how to improve your skill in this craft is very good, because by doing this, you're opening yourself to all sorts of possibilities and ideas that you never actually thought of.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. I love the idea of a seminar. Why not a seminar on Kindle publishing, where we all come together and we take answers, because we have so many talented people. And guess what? While you're on the seminar talking about how to publish Kindle, more exposure for you, because you can say, well, this is the
absolutely.
book that I was able to publish, and take it out to the world. So I just have so many ideas of ways we can collaborate. But before we wind up, I want to make sure that everyone knows how to support you, where they can find your products, possible prices on some of your products, and just how we can get our hands on your products. And I want to thank you for being here. And just a reminder, Annette is having a poetry mixer, and she's inviting everyone. It's her third mixer, and she has artists from all over. It's a Zoom event. So, Annette, if you have a link to a flyer or something, you can go ahead and post it in the comments area. And if anybody else has anything that they would like to promote at this point, we would welcome you to go ahead and post a comment to a link so we can continue to support our own. So, Beverly, as you have the mic, tell us again where we can pick up a copy of your books, as
You
well as the
can,
pricing.
you can get it from Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Ex Libris, Better World, Book Depository, Booktopia, Google Books, and Waterstone. Actually, when I published my books, I went with Ex Libris, and they were able to place my books at all of these locations.
Right. And just tell me the two, I'm posting a comment right now. Tell me the two names of the books again.
Before and Beyond the Mirror, and
Before
yeah,
and Beyond.
the Mirror,
Uh-huh.
and the other one is The Card.
And okay. The card and the prices.
The card is goes for $25. I did not do the pricing. Ex Libris did the pricing.
Mhm.
And Before and Beyond the Mirror, priced at $18. All
Okay.
of this was handled for me by Ex Libris.
Right. And if you by any chance have any links that you can post in the comments area as well, that would be helpful. Shirley, you already said that you pretty much sell through Facebook. Any other options for getting our hands on your products? You're muted.
So, sell the autograph copies. A lot of people buy it straight from me because they want their copies autographed.
Right.
So
And what is the best way to reach you?
you can reach me on Facebook, you can reach me on my email, you can call me
Shirley
404.
Allen. So let's put your email address for more information.
Yes.
Hmm. Go ahead.
And same thing goes for the
What's your
jewelry.
email address?
ShirleyAllen@hotmail.com.
Okay, Shirley. Uh-huh. You can continue
Allen
talking.
at hotmail.com.
Hmm.
Okay.
And prices?
The prices, the coffee, I try to keep it at a low cost because they have to pay for the postage. So I do it for $5 and $3 postage. So you can get one of for $8. And this one is 15, including the shipping.
Hmm.
I had a promotion when I first launched it. If you spend $25, you were getting a mug with it for the first 10 customers, but that's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. And over to gifters.
Yes. Well, with me, it's my books. You can get 4 of them on iuniverse.com. The Island Man Sings His Song, Ma William and the Circle of Friends, Verses from atop the mountain. And Messiah Quick Quack is on virtual.com, virtualbookworm.com. But they are all also available on Amazon.com. And then the four others, Ma William, which is the sequel, A Story of Love. Gail, I have the sequel, A Story of Love, Family, and Community. Voices of Lamentation, Quarantined, and 2 Weeks, One Summer were all done at Amazon. So they're published there, they're available there, and they're also available at amazon.uk. So I'm about everywhere.
Yes, excellent.
And the
Well, thank you.
prices range from $13 up to 18, oh, not, 16 US dollars.
Excellent. Well, thank you everyone for being here. We want to say good night to everyone who joined us. Buzz Bless, Juliana Alexander, Ron George, Jerry, Jeremiah Simper, Judith Cochran, Simi Della, Roy Labad, my mom, Medina Senhouse, Irresistible, Cordelia, Richard Cologne, and everyone else who joined us. We want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. And sometimes the easiest thing is simply to share the live, to continue to provide the exposure. And don't forget, I pinned that comment about growing the audience, because if we can take this audience from 16, 18,000 visitors a month, let's take it to 100,000. Why not? Right? Imagine the possibilities of the seminars we could have. Imagine the possibilities of the expos we could have, the virtual events we can continue to have, where we paid the DJs. Now we can pay, potentially other artists, other talent. So in my mind, the possibilities are endless. So let's just get some final thoughts from our guests as we wind down for this evening. Beverly, we will start with you.
Simone, I want to thank you for having me on your show. It was an experience, and I am very happy to give any suggestions. Anybody who wants to get in touch with me, they can do that. As a writer, I'm always willing and open to share.
Do you have an email address you can share by any chance?
Yes, I do. Beverly BH Thomas at AOL.com and Beverly BH Thomas at gmail.com.
Yes, excellent. Well, thank you for being with us, Beverly, and
you.
sharing your work. It was an honor to have you on the program. Gift us over to you, and please give us your email address as well. I think that is a good option in case anyone wants to get in touch with any of our guests this evening. So I think we have Shirley so far, Beverly, and gift us your email address.
Yeah, and I just forgot to say that my paintings and my artwork, they're available from me. So if you need any of those, you need to see a photo of any of those, my email is giftus, J-A-Y, one word, giftusj, we're happy gifters, giftusj@msn.com. You can also find a lot of my work on fineartsamerica.com or on my own website, which is gjartsandphoto.com. If you have any issue, just text me or WhatsApp me. It's 908-370-7760. Whichever way, whatever way. If you want to come and have a little tour of the shop, see what the paintings and the frames and the canvas prints all look like, all well and good. So I'm open, I'm around. And Simon, thank you so much for the opportunity. I do sincerely appreciate it to be in the midst of these two wonderful ladies that you brought on tonight.
Wait, two? I'm a lady too,
No,
Gift.
I'm saying that you brought on tonight. The two that you brought on tonight. We're going to
I'm just kidding.
whom I always meet everywhere I go. And Beverly, nice meeting you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for doing a great job as always.
Yes, thank you, Gift. Shirley?
Well, thank you again, Simon. I do appreciate your kindness. I really had fun with the Sage and Beverly, which I was not very familiar with before. I get to know you. Thanks for the acquaintance, and let's do this again sometime.
Absolutely. And now we each have each other's email addresses in case we want to get in touch with somebody who's on the panel. So Maslin wants us to know that plans are in progress for the next expo. So Gail Bruni, I think I saw that you mentioned that you missed the last one. So you certainly want to reach out to Maslin. Maslin, can she reach out to you via Facebook Messenger? I think that might be an option. So take a look. Annette's event is on March 31st at 8 p.m. So we want to support her. Annette, if you have a flyer, you can always tag me on that so we can know to spread the word for that event for you. Martin says, I'm coming up with something for women, the creation of a sisterhood. Excellent. I like that idea. Carolyn, thank you very much for this great program. Gifters, I see that you shared your link. So excellent job with that. Let's see what else we can say. Derek Rapp Peters, a legend himself, informative program. Thank you, Derek, for saying so. Thank you for sharing. Amos, nice to see you. And Maslin has Gail's number, so she will get in touch with us. So again, thank you for being here. This has been another presentation of Push Past 10 Expo, Spring Expo 2022. So we will be back with another Expo probably in the next couple of months as we continue to promote and celebrate each other, promote and celebrate each other's talent. Don't forget to follow Push Past 10. Don't forget to click the notification button. Again, I am Simone Matthew. And if you're interested in earning maybe about $100, you can go ahead and check that post that is pinned, the comment that is pinned to this post. So again, thank you for being here, everyone, and you have yourself a wonderful evening. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks again, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Yes.
Simone.